Hey, what's up, guys? Brandon here. If your service professional does not respond to you in a timely manner, you probably want to look elsewhere. This is just something that was passed down to me a long time ago. And whether it's a real estate agent you're looking for, an insurance agent, a mechanic, a property management company, I don't care what it is. But if you have a team of people you're looking for, and you're trying to get a hold of them and trying to give them business, and they aren't responding to you in a quick, efficient, timely manner, you probably should look somewhere else. Because really it means one of two things, truthfully. And again, there's the emergency, there's the one-off issues. I get it, right? We all have those things come up. But really it means that they're either, one, too busy for you, which, hey, good for them, but they're too busy for you. They can't provide good enough service to you. They've got other things they're dealing with, or they're just too out of sorts and they just can't handle business efficiently, unfortunately. So this is the evidence of success, success story this week, just because there's so many people out there. I have been going, the first couple months of this year, as a real estate team, our real estate team was going through and calling all kinds of past clients, and we're starting to give them, current values for their home, because they haven't seen them for a year or 2 years, whatever, depending when they bought their home. So we're starting to give them updates in their home and what their situation looks like financially. And we're also getting a hold of people that didn't end up doing things last year and seeing how we can help them, how we can provide them this year. And, it's just interesting because doing that for a couple hours every day is something that vast majority of service providers don't do, especially real estate agents. And we've done it now for weeks now since the new year, and we've set many appointments with people because they appreciate the follow. They appreciate good professional due diligence. And there's some people that don't want to do anything, and that's fine. And you're gonna have some people that were a lead that was generated or something like that they did something initially and then they don't want to talk to you anymore, and they're not happy about you calling them. I mean, that's just life, and you kindly say, hey, you know what, I appreciate your time. I'm sorry for bothering you, and let us know if we get our help in the future. So like doing those little things is what a service provider should do, especially a real estate team. A real estate team is a function of a local area that really should kind of have their hands or pulse on what is going on in the area. They really should be able to provide you with referrals for good other service providers in the area, good vendors. And that's really what a good real estate team does. Not only answering their inquiries. Speaking of this, answering inquiries, 50% of real estate inquiries go unanswered. That is a stat I just read the other day. It was one of the national publications. I can't remember what one exactly it was now, but 50% of leads or 50% of inquiries go unanswered by real estate professionals. So whether it's a real estate agent, a real estate broker, or a real estate investor, 50%. So one of two people that reach out for more information on a home. That means if you're a seller and you're looking to get your home sold, you got to make sure you do your due diligence and pick the right people to sell your home, because 1 out of every 2 leads that come in for that agent, 1 out of 2 inquiries, it might be an inquiry on your home, a lead for your home, they are not being called. And that's being done by vast majority of realtors, right? It's the 80-20 rule, the Pareto's law. 80% of the agents or the service providers, whatever it is, aren't doing the work. 20% are, and 20% do 80% of the business. So you've got to really, and you could probably knock that down to even 5% or 10%. It's probably even less than 20%. So make sure you're doing your due diligence to find who is doing what they say they're doing, and who is doing and living and breathing that business and that philosophy every single day. That is super important. So again, just a little tip, a little success tip for those of you that are looking to find a service provider, to find a real estate team, to find a real estate agent, an insurance agent, a mechanic, like I said, anything that has to do with service and communication and people skills. You've got to find people who are willing to communicate. The number one complaint in the real estate industry, and I'm sure this is in most industries, the number one complaint is lack of communication. It's always a lack of communication between humans that breaks things down. That's really probably the number one complaint, if not, I know it's the top couple in broken down marriages, broken down relationships. It's lack of communication, poor communication, bad communication, no communication. And it's the same thing. Humans tend to have a problem when they go into business and when they go into other areas. So make sure you are doing your due diligence and finding people that are efficient and who are going to be able to give you the proper time and service and level of respect that you need. So I appreciate you guys more than anything, and I look forward to giving you guys your market update here soon for January. Going forward, it's going to be an interesting year here in the markets, especially here in Metro Detroit, and we'll see. It's going to be a very interesting year with interest rates and all that's going on, all the bubbles that are blowing up everywhere in credit and student loan debt and bond markets. It's going to be interesting. So stay tuned. We'll have a lot for you this year, and it's going to be a wild ride, but it's going to be fun. And make sure, like I said, make sure you're doing your due diligence up front. The number one problem I see with people across the board, whether it's here locally or here anywhere around the country, doesn't matter, talking to other investors, talking to other realtors, is that people don't do their due diligence up front, so then they have a hard time trusting that professional that they hire. Makes the whole process a lot more challenging when you don't trust your advisor. Whether, like I said, it's your CPA, your insurance provider, your bookkeeper, your spouse. Doesn't matter what it is. If you can't trust that person, you don't do your due diligence up front and ask the hard questions up front, you're going to have a hard time through the whole process because you're not going to trust the advice that they're giving you. So do your due diligence up front. You will appreciate it later on. We'll see you guys soon.